Greetings, Gen Chem people. This is a video demonstration of part C of your online gas pressure lab experiment. And in this part of the experiment, you're going to measure the weight of a car using these simple items: a ruler, a gas tire pressure gauge, a can of spray paint. It could be black. Black's probably preferable. Any color will do, but probably not white. And then either manila folders like this, or if you don't have access to those, just newspapers will do just fine. So how do we do this? Well, let's see how we can use these items and do the experiment. So here we have a diagram of a car, kind of a very crude diagram of a car, and that car has a weight, and that weight is the force that it produces due to Earth's gravitational force pulling it down. Well, that car produces a pressure on the pavement upon which it is parked, and it turns out that that pressure, P, is the force divided by area. The force is the car's weight, and the area is the area of contact between the car and the pavement, and that turns out to be the tire contact area, because the only part of the car that's in contact with the pavement are the tires. So since the gas in the tires is ultimately what is holding up, which is supporting the weight of the car, it can be shown that the weight of the force, or the weight of the car, the part of the weight of the car that's on tire 1, the weight of that is supported, excuse me for that, stumbling around here, the weight that is supported, the weight of the car that's supported by tire 1 is going to be equal to the pressure, the gas pressure in tire 1, times the area of contact between that tire and the pavement. So let's say that we measured the gas pressure of the tire and it was 30 pounds per square inch, lbs per inch squared. And let's say that the tire contact area between the pavement and the tire was 40 square inches. Multiplying those together, the square inches cancel and you get the weight, 1,200 pounds. And that's the portion of the car's weight that is supported by tire 1. Now you can do the same thing for tire 2, tire 3, tire 4, and when you add all those together, you get the total weight of the car. And so that's how you're going to do it. So let's see how you actually set it up. Use these materials. Okay, so we kind of have a windy day, but here is the car we're going to be testing. And put the manila folders or newspapers, tuck them in front of each one of the 4 tires like that, so it's centered, and then pull the car forward so that the tire is sitting right in the center of the manila folder or the newspaper like we're seeing here. And do that for all 4 of the tires. See this one back here as well, and on the other side we have the same situation. Now what you would do is you would take your gas pressure gauge and record the gas pressure for each one. Here's a gas pressure gauge, tire gauge, and notice that this gauge is giving the answer, or the pressure in pounds per square inch, PSI, and this says it's 33 pounds per square inch. So we would write that right here on the folder, and it's important to do that. And here would be what it would look like. We would write front rear, or front right or front left, then the pressure, gas pressure that's recorded. Okay. And you do that for each of the 4 tires, and make sure that you identify what the tire is: front right, front left, rear right, rear left. Record that on the folder on the newspaper, and also record the gas pressure for each one of those tires. And then you need to spray paint around the tire. You want to create or outline the footprint of the tire that would be on the pavement. And the way you do that, you have to get down and dirty. We can't get this on. Like that. So you would get down here and have to get down here and spray around and try to get the paint all the way up underneath the, and all the way around the tire. You want to get a true, accurate measure of the footprint of the tire on the pavement. And so it's going to look something like this. Looks pretty crude. Now you have to take your ruler and a pen or some kind of marker and outline the footprint. Now notice we have a lot of fuzziness here because it's hard for the paint to get up underneath there. So what you would do is put your ruler where the edge of the tire footprint would be, and it wouldn't be way back here. It's where the paint dies off and just kind of ends. That would be that edge, and draw a straight line. Over here, do the same thing, just about where the paint ends, about right there. Draw a straight line. Over here, where the paint is ending, notice it gets all the way up there, so draw your straight line. And likewise here, now this is pretty crude, but you have a box, or a rectangle, or square, whatever it might be, and now you measure it with an inch ruler. So this dimension is about 6 1/4. So let's do this one here, there, that's just about 7 inches times, what is this, let's say it's 6.5 inches, 6.5 inches. And so you would multiply that out, and that would give you the area in square inches. And you would do that for each of the 4 tires. And then you just work out this equation. Right, you calculate the weight of the car that's supported by tire 1 using the pressure. Let's say it was 36 psi times the contact area. Let's say that this is going to be about 47, 48 square inches. Plug that in there and you get the weight of that tire. Do the same thing for all 4 tires, add them together, you have the overall car weight. Now what you, excuse me, you report in your lab report. Report the car weight that you measured and report the relative percent air. Now remember, the way you calculate relative percent air is to compare your measured value to what the known weight is, the known value. And this is the percent air equation. Your measured weight, your car weight, minus the known weight divided by the known weight times 100. Now where do you get the known weight? You get it from what's called the VIN plate, the Vehicle Identification Number plate. And where is that? That is right over here. The driver's side door, look at the end, and you're looking for gross vehicular weight in pounds. And you see it there? It's in here. There it is right there. GWR, GW, gross vehicular weight. And it's 3,659 pounds. That would be the weight of this car. So that would be your known weight. And that's how you do it, right? So hopefully you have access to a car, access to a tire gauge, those kinds of things. And that's the end of the story.